Is there really a God? That question has echoed through centuries of human history. Some say the universe came by accident, a random explosion that somehow created life. But as science advances, the evidence says otherwise. The more we discover about creation, the clearer it becomes that everything is designed with precision, intention, and intelligence. Let's look at what the discoveries of science actually reveal about the existence of God. The fine-tuned universe. The first evidence is the fine-tuning of the universe. Scientists now call this the anthropic principle, meaning the universe appears to be made specifically for human life. Look at the Earth. It sits in what scientists call the Goldilocks Zone, not too close to the sun, not too far away. If it were just a little nearer, the heat would destroy every form of life. A little farther, and the whole planet would freeze. Our world orbits at a perfect distance, 93 million miles from the sun, maintaining the temperature and climate that make life possible. Even the Earth's rotation and tilt are fine-tuned. It spins once every 24 hours, giving us day and night in perfect rhythm. Its axis tilts at 23.5 degrees, creating the seasons that sustain agriculture and balance ecosystems. If that tilt shifted slightly, parts of the Earth would be in permanent burning heat, while others would be locked in endless ice. The sun itself is another masterpiece. It is exactly the right size, color, and temperature to sustain life. If it burned hotter or cooler, our planet could not survive. Inside it, the nuclear reactions that power it are so precisely balanced that even a small deviation would cause either a collapse or an explosion. Such accuracy cannot be the result of randomness. Precision always points to purpose. The air we breathe. Now look at the atmosphere, the invisible shield that makes life possible. It is made of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and about 1% other gases. Change that balance slightly, and life disappears. If oxygen increased to 25%, the world would ignite with uncontrollable fire. If it dropped to 15%, we would suffocate. Nitrogen moderates oxygen, creating the perfect environment for breathing and living. Even carbon dioxide, the gas we exhale, is part of the design. Plants take it in and release oxygen through photosynthesis. We breathe what they produce, they grow through what we exhale. That is not coincidence, it is cooperation. And high above, the ozone layer protects the Earth from deadly ultraviolet rays. If it were thinner, the sun's radiation would destroy every living thing. If it were thicker, it would block the light and heat needed for life. Every layer of the atmosphere is placed with purpose and care. The miracle of water. Water is another clear fingerprint of divine intelligence. It seems ordinary, yet it holds properties unlike any other substance. Water dissolves nutrients, regulates temperature, and sustains all living things. It exists naturally as solid, liquid, and vapor, an amazing versatility that keeps the planet alive. But its most remarkable trait is that it expands when frozen. Ice floats. If it didn't, lakes and oceans would freeze from the bottom up, killing all marine life and collapsing the ecosystem. Instead, ice insulates the water below, keeping fish alive through the winter and ensuring the continuity of life. The water cycle itself is a perfect system. Water evaporates, rises into clouds, condenses, and falls again as rain, endlessly purifying and refreshing the Earth. No human system can match its efficiency or balance. This is engineering beyond human imagination. The human body. Then we look at ourselves. The human body is a living testimony of design and wisdom. Inside every cell is DNA, a digital code containing 3 billion letters of precise biological information. It carries the blueprint of your entire being, every detail of how you were formed. This is not random chemistry, it is intentional programming. Francis Crick, the scientist who co-discovered DNA, once admitted that the origin of life looks almost miraculous because of its complexity. He was right. Information always comes from intelligence. A code implies a coder. Life carries the mark of a mind. The brain is another wonder. It contains about 86 billion neurons, communicating through trillions of connections. It processes information faster than any supercomputer on Earth. It governs thought, emotion, memory, creativity, and will. Matter alone cannot explain this kind of consciousness. Thought and reason are signs of a spiritual dimension, a reflection of the divine image in man. And think about the heart. It beats over 100,000 times every day, circulating blood through 60,000 miles of vessels. It began beating before you were born and will not stop until your final breath. No engineer could design such endurance. Only God could. The harmony of nature. Look at the harmony that holds all creation together. Plants and animals depend on each other in a perfect system of exchange. Plants produce oxygen, we breathe it. We exhale carbon dioxide, plants need it. Bees pollinate flowers so that fruits and crops can grow. Every species has a role, and every role sustains another. Even the smallest organisms, bacteria, fungi, plankton, contribute to life's balance. They break down waste, recycle nutrients, and maintain ecosystems. Everything fits like parts of a perfect machine. Such balance cannot emerge from accident. It requires coordination. It's like an orchestra. Each element plays its part, yet all move in harmony. Behind such order, there must be a composer. The laws of nature. Science itself reveals another layer of divine evidence, the laws that govern the universe. Gravity, thermodynamics, electromagnetism. Every one of these laws operates with consistency and precision. The entire universe runs on mathematical order. Without that order, science could not exist. But laws do not arise by chance. Where there are laws, there must be a lawgiver. A rational universe requires a rational source. As physicist Paul Davies once said, science itself assumes a theological foundation, that the universe is understandable and ordered because it was designed by intelligence. Therefore, every scientific discovery is not an argument against God, but a revelation of His mind. The argument from probability. Now, consider probability. Could all this order have happened by chance? The numbers say no. The odds of even a single functional protein forming by random natural processes is estimated at 1 in 10 to the 77th power, a number so vast it defies comprehension. Astronomer Fred Hoyle once remarked that believing life arose by accident is like believing a tornado could sweep through a junkyard and assemble a Boeing 747. Randomness cannot produce sustained order. Intelligence is the only logical explanation. Design requires a designer, creation requires a creator. The moral and spiritual dimension. There is also a dimension beyond physical evidence, the moral and spiritual dimension of human life. Human beings have conscience. We know instinctively that kindness is good and cruelty is wrong. We sense that justice matters, that truth matters. These are not biological instincts. They are moral realities written within us. Where does this moral awareness come from? Evolution can't explain it. It can only describe how species survive, not why humans sacrifice, forgive, or love. Our sense of morality points to a moral creator. The Bible says in Romans chapter 2 that the law of God is written in our hearts. Every person carries that inner awareness of right and wrong, a whisper of the one who made us. Science leads us back to God. When we add all this together, the fine-tuned universe, the perfect atmosphere, the miracle of water, the complexity of the human body, the harmony of nature, the laws of science, and the voice of conscience, we find a clear conclusion. There is a God. The universe is not an accident. It is the expression of intelligence, wisdom, and purpose.